And I like can't. It's still recording, but for some reason, this is the special ed podcast too because
it's good. It's good. It's nice to like warm up with crazy.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like that. Warming
Makes me
up with
feel
crazy.
good.
So we're gonna just make sure that you guys can see us on the YouTube channel. All right, see we're
I
live.
think we're
now.
live
We're
now.
live now. That's awesome. Candi, message one of somebody, Jeff, anybody, see if they can see us. So
Well, Jeff is currently feeding my children.
All right,
so I'm not talking to that
you
one.
You have a husband that does things.
I mean, because he's afraid of me. See, what you didn't do was like find someone that like is turned on by insanity.
I'm gonna
You like wanted someone that wanted a normal bitch. I found someone that wanted someone crazy.
See, we can see you. Hey.
Hey. So like I got that. Hang on, let me text. I'm gonna text Jen Bunny and say.
I love Jen Bunny. Is that like that's from like the but so your friend Jenny is like Jen Bunny.
Yeah, she's my Laguna Beach bitch.
I love that. Right before we started recording this, we were talking about somebody that I'm crushing on. And it always, no wait, so now this is what I'm going to talk about. I want to bring this up.
I can't.
Because this is the consistent response that my family makes, specifically Candi.
Okay, no.
Because I bring home unavailable men.
Thank you.
Well, they don't come home.
You act like, no, they don't come anywhere.
Literally and figuratively.
Literally. Like half a boner for 20 minutes. And then like doesn't text you back for 3 months. Cool. Let's get married. The fuck? Bye. And then look crazy. Not even be hot. Like to put up with that, you have to be so hot. Like crazy porn star magic hot. And then with your half hard dick that you're gonna try to shove in me like a soft serve yogurt. Get out of here.
Confessions of a stay-at-home.com. Is that it?
Wait, we have someone listening.com.
So wait, okay. So whoever is listening, I don't know if I can see in the comments. I might be able to do it on the computer at the same time, but comment below.
Wait, just put in the URL.
Okay, so
sorry.
No, that's okay.
We're currently recruiting one of my friends to make sure it's working properly.
I have to. So if she search engine because I just customized the channel. Divorce Diary show so that it'll come up. Yeah, in YouTube. Hold on. And it's on my Facebook.
Okay.
And tell her it's tagged on Michelle's page.
I'm sure and like the viewers are riveted by us fucking on the computer.
Okay. So Candi is funny, but she's a loyal, right, like the comedic jokes about me dating these losers is the fact that there was a conversation we had a couple of years ago, and I felt it was really heartfelt, and I remember it, and it was like you talk.
I love that. I'm like, what?
You're like, what did I have?
Was I drunk? I don't have a lot of feelings, so whenever people are like, oh my god, I'm like, oh. So that was the night that I was drinking vodka.
And okay, so here's the thing, though. I remember it because it made me feel like I get it. And I totally see where my feeling comes from in the sense of that. But Candi, you said we never understood your marriage because there was a time you and Jeff came to the house and we were
It was 4th of July. I will remember.
Tell the story.
I will picture it. 4th of July, 2008. So we go to Michelle's new house, new baby, whole nonsense.
Baby wasn't even born yet.
She wasn't?
No, she was pre-baby though.
Really?
I think you had just gotten engaged.
Okay. No, you're a baby, I'm saying.
Yeah, before Grace.
Really?
Yeah, I was having problems before child. We thought that was going to fix it.
Surprise!
It did it! Boop. I
Okay.
had to stop looking into the phone. That's
Yeah,
what
you
we love.
need to look
Okay.
over here.
Boom.
Come on. This
Yeah,
is yours.
Yeah, 2 people watching.
This is yours. Get it. All right. So, I get excited.
I love
very
it. It's
excitable.
ratchet.
I know. Well, I know what's up. Okay. So we go to her house. We're doing the like Sunday Italian family nonsense.
Yes.
We're like in the backyard eating, playing random bocce in a grass yard, volleyball, while she's screaming and sweating and setting up the net. Meanwhile, fucking Chris is up in the house, underneath the sink, like Tim the Toolman Taylor, cussing and just like radiating fucking weed smell. And Jeff's like, yo, he's really high to be fucking with pipes right now. I was like, we're not saying that. You get outside. You stand outside. Stand outside.
You could smell his weed?
I did!
My mother told me he smelled, and I was like, really?
Yeah, like weed. And I don't care, do you? But like, not when your whole family's up in your house. Crazy Italian-ass mom slamming pots together in the kitchen. Girl, it's a barbecue. Why are you in the kitchen? Why are you in the kitchen?
Wait, so, okay. And so you had said, though, you had brought up that time, you're like, why is Michelle with him? And she's like, because you're really, really great. And I was like, oh, and I appreciate
I don't remember this.
But I will say that I tend to do this, like, I always do this now. Let's be honest.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. So, what is your advice? Okay. So,
Lord.
I don't know. Troy is gonna watch this. I'm gonna share this with him. He's 24. He asked me on a date.
Fucking Jesus.
I know. I can't get him on the phone because I'm using the phone as a monitor. But
yeah.
He is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be with a younger guy again.
No. And we're not talking about like he's 24 and you're 26. No one cares.
No
one cares. That's that like mid-30s ass. Like you
Yeah.
could get it. You could mid-20s. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
mid-30s. Regardless, you need like a section of ass.
I know.
You can't like visit. What do you think you're George Clooney? You're not like dipping in a 20s now. You're 40, bitch. Not yet. Not yet.
I got a year.
But according to your mom, bitch, you're 40.
My mother says, you're turning 40. I'm like, not till a year. Because she was bringing up one of our cousins who's turned 40. And she's like, yeah, you guys are going to be 40. Why would you say this?
She has a house and a pool and 13 children.
With pashminas.
With pashminas, just in case they get cold.
Bitch, I don't even know what my winter coat is. My winter coat has holes in it for 2 years. I'm keeping that shit because no one can see the holes. The pockets have holes in it.
Everybody's pockets have holes in them, don't they? I lost my keys. I had to put my whole forearm down inside the coat to find the keys. Tell me I'm not the only person doing it.
I'm always doing that, and my mom will say every year, you need a new winter coat. Even though I just bought it 2 months ago. And she'll say, you need that, Michelle. I'm like, okay, Mom, I also need to pay rent. So,
but like, do you really?
We have 2 listeners. I'm very excited, and everyone who's listening on the podcast. So, okay. So, what would you say, advice-wise, as a mom? Right, as a mom.
Okay.
Breathe in. As a mom, in a serious note, what would you say for me at this point, like moving forward, that I need to let go of?
Wait, you said serious? It's serious to me.
Go for it. Be you. I will not suffocate.
Okay.
Like if I was writing to you now being cousin Michelle.
Yeah.
What would you say?
If someone was like, I'm having dating issues because I only try to fuck unavailable men or 12-year-olds. Not really. That's not okay. Not really. Like 24-year-old.
Yeah, there we go.
But not really. Let's just preface. It's not a Me Too moment. Nothing to that.
Nothing's happening.
All right. So, I would be like, listen, if you're enjoying it, have fun, do you, live your best life, enjoy your moment. If you are sad, stressed, anxious, or annoyed, you need to put that dick down and walk away because you are a woman of a certain age with a baby, a job. Ain't nobody got time for that. And if you're gonna allow these men to come into your life and treat you a certain way, make you feel a certain way, make you do a certain thing, no one's gonna respect that. Okay, why are you, what the fuck? Put it back down. Nobody needs to get that close.
Okay, wait.
Zooming into my eyeball.
I'm trying to close it.
I didn't put on my good cream. I don't have time for this.
Wait. All right, I like that information. That was very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have to.
You've heard this before.
I have. I know.
Like louder and in more public places. Me standing on tables, clapping at you at a bar. This has all happened.
Yes. Well, I kissed some random busboy man who didn't speak English
At our cousin's
bachelorette
bachelorette party.
Listen,
There's dudes everywhere. Legit dick everywhere, wall to wall dick, and then like us, hot, dancing, drunk, best life. A busboy, no shade,
Man.
no shade, no shame. You work.
Yes, exactly.
Walks by to clear the table because it's his job because he's working. Walks by, and all of a sudden, Michelle gets wet. The fuck? Like chasing him around the bar. Oh, excuse me.
I
All of a sudden, then, like 20 minutes later, you're like, what? Girl, where's Michelle? Girl, did we? What? Did we? Oh, there she is, in the corner with the busboy. Make it out.
I just kissed him on the lips.
Me too.
First of all, that night was after that. It turned into a disaster because I was
after that, it turned into a disaster.
Well,
that wasn't the defining moment of the switch.
that was not the only moment I spent in Hoboken in somebody's car. Listen, actually have to say, there have been multiple moments I've had sex in a car in Hoboken, the town that I used to work in.
I mean, girl, same, but still. But it was a long time ago.
Mine was like last year.
In a different flexibility range, with a whole different. I'm old and tired and have far too many children to be fucking in a Jetta now. Like, I don't have time for
That
it.
Jetta lasted me so
I'm sure it
months,
did.
and
Whoever owns that Jetta now, please do not turn a black light on that shit. It won't be cute. It won't be cute.
So what was the worst out of all the guys I've told you about? Like, in all honesty, what would you say? What was the closest you thought? Okay, he's decent.
Wait, is that one a joke? Because I feel like that one's a joke. Is this when the comedy turns on? All right.
Wait, so okay, what was the one that you disliked the most?
Your husband. That one. That's number one.
We need to get the side reaction is hysterical. If you guys can see, like, yeah, like it's really
Can
funny.
you want me to, like, I don't know how you want me to be.
I just want to get.
Do you want me to? I don't know.
We're just gonna do some. No, I think
we're gonna do some light yoga.
My ex-husband. Okay, so I know. Okay, so we're gonna.
So that one, I think, for me was the worst because it was an actual relationship and not like a figment of your imagination. So I feel like
I don't make shit
that's
up.
where no, of course not. You don't actually like lie to other people about something that you don't believe. The problem is that you lie to yourself until you believe that something is happening when it's actually not.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So I'm not saying that you're a liar. I'm saying that you're delusional. That's the difference.
I say creative, not delusional. Creative.
Yeah,
okay?
you know, potato, whatever you want to do.
When someone says stalker, I say investigator.
No.
What would you say is a single? Okay, so now turning it over to the mom lens.
Yes.
What would you say is a single mom? Now Candy knows how much I do on a daily basis for my daughter, with my work.
100%.
And what would you say?
Sorry, I like a
no
hair right in my mouth and I can't find it. There we go. Sorry, okay.
What would you say in the next year? Like, should I approach like dating where it's like I'm just gonna go have fun and have sex, or should I just turn it off completely? Because turning it off.
So for me, I'm just gonna jump in because I
Go
don't
for it.
value your conversational context. No, I'm just kidding.
Cousin Candy is bringing the real to Divorce Diaries.
No, so I think honestly and truly, and this is the easiest way to do this, and the easiest advice I could possibly ever give to anyone ever, whether you're my cousin, my friend, some random hoe on the street, this is the advice that you're gonna get. So whatever feels good, whatever feels right to you, do that.
Yeah.
There's no like slut shaming game. There's no
Yeah.
whatever. Do whatever. If you just want to go out and have casual sex, do it. Wrap it up. Live your best life.
I wrapped it up last time. I learned I learned just from the last guy prior to the guy that I wrapped it up with. I use condoms, but the guy.
Oh, it sounds like it. It sounds like you do. It sounds really good.
I used to call Candy when I dated a cop, and I was like, so we used a condom and then we didn't?
Because if you use it once, it works all the time.
Because
it's not like it doesn't stay inside of your vagina, does it? You need to, if you're doing that, you're using it wrong.
Well, the one guy smooshed it out a little. The younger guy.
Who do you fuck? How does it? I have never had this happen in my life.
Okay,
You have me clapping at words. What are you doing?
So the younger guy, when I was with him, he purposely was pushing it out.
What? What do you mean? What?
He was pushing it down, so I would check to make sure the condom was still on. For real. And it would go up inside and you fish it out.
Who are you fucking that's doing this?
I'm 23.
I'm sorry. By the way, if at any point you are having sex with anyone
That does that.
who is trying to pull off a condom halfway through sex, you get up during the sex and you're like, no, and you leave. Boy, bye.
I did leave.
Yeah,
Eventually.
after the sex, when he hooked the condom out of you.
My gynecologist said that's common.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
That was 5 years ago.
Thank
Okay,
fuck.
we've moved on. I have used a condom now. I've been using condoms. It's not that the guy I was with for a year and a half that I held a secret because he was secretly married / getting divorced. Whatever. So it's horrible. It was a horrible situation. He was pretending he was getting divorced. We were on and off. I know. Okay.
Oh, and
He was
hideous.
Thank you. I love that you say
He
that.
was hideous.
He was
she's
very
like,
ugly.
she's like, well, he's getting separated and and we haven't really done anything physical, so like, and I was like, all right, like, show me some dick. Like,
Yeah.
what does he look like? She brings up this Yeti-looking motherfucker who hasn't done a sit-up in 300 years. Like, not even to get out bed. Like, he's just rolling. And his wife is picking him up because he doesn't have any arm muscles either. So what? And then she's like, and I think I love him. What?
So I'm glad that she thinks he's ugly because I used
Everyone thinks he's ugly with eyes. And he's a married liar.
yes.
So it doesn't even matter. It's just like the icing on the terrible human being cake. That like, why are you even trying to fuck with him?
Wait, okay, so
Do you have body dysmorphia? Where you're like confused about the way that you actually look?
oh, see, that's a very sweet. See, this is
Okay, girl, don't.
Wait, so, when I was first friends with him through work, I used to think, oh, this guy could never, like, he's so ugly that there's no way he would cheat. So that's why he was telling me the truth. But he's ugly sexy. That's what I think.
What?
Ugly
You
sexy.
can't. The door can either be open or closed. It can't be both.
So,
Ugly and sexy are opposite sides of the room.
so we ended ending it because his wife called me.
Ah!
And she revealed all the lies, and then she said, I knew about you, and I knew about this for a year. I was like, well, why didn't you tell me? And because, she just kept saying that she was collecting evidence. I said, well, what evidence? And she's like, just collecting evidence. I was like, what are you gonna do with the evidence? She goes, nothing. He's a very, she kept saying that he is a compulsive liar, but he loves me. And I was like, I don't care who he loves.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, and I was like,
He's a serial killer, but he won't murder me. Oh, okay.
And that's when I was freaking out. I was like, well, listen, we didn't use a condom. We've been together a year and a half. And she's like, oh, he never uses a condom. I was like,
Now I want to zoom in.
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And the thing is, she kept saying that he loves her, and I was like, I don't care who he loves. I don't want to die.
Not just that. Oh, he loves you. Cool. Bye. Bye to all of you. I feel like it's some like frigged up like marriage game they have.
Well, I said
like
that.
a weird sex
Yes,
game.
yes.
Like, oh, you fucked her though, right? Right. But you love me though, right? Because that's the way I envision her voice.
But that's actually exactly how it sounded, because I even said to him, I'm like, is this some kind of weird game that you and your wife play in marriage? He's like, no. I said, but you've done it before, and then she's okay with it, and then knows about it, and then it's like, oh, I caught you, and he was kind of like, I don't think I told you this.
Oh, God.
He actually said to her on the phone with me, he's like, do you guys want to get together tonight and talk about it? And at first I was like,
With your dick?
no.
No.
Well, first I was like, I'll bring the wine. And then I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I had a gig that
I will
day.
straight fight you. I will fight you on YouTube. All of a sudden, Divorce Diaries with Cousin Candi comes up. Weird girls get in fist fight at creepy hotel.
No, I didn't say that, but when I heard him say that, I was like, what? And I had asked him in the beginning of us talking like this, I was like, well, do you guys have an open marriage? Because, I mean, maybe that's what it is. I don't mind being against
I know, and dude, that's fine.
That's totally fine. But
It's your business, it's your life, it's your tip. There's a difference between being in an open relationship and cheating. Because in an open relationship, everyone is privy to the same information.
there's rules set.
Yeah.
Do you think that people like that, in that kind of weird relationship, do you think that's like a closed open relationship where they don't say it, but then they're like do these manipulative games where it's fucking crazy?
Let me tell you about some weird sex stuff that I know. So in the kink community, there is a thing called like a cuckold, and usually you like someone goes and like fucks somebody else, and then like comes home, and the other person is like turned on by knowing that they're getting satisfied by someone else, and it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Wait.
So that's it's like a thing. So I feel like that's like reversed, because usually it's like some girl getting like banged out by like a guy with a much bigger dick, and like her husband's at home with like his solid 4 inches and like super excited about life. It's average, but like,
Oh my god. Well, I have heard a little bit of this, but not
Yeah.
in that same. I've heard
Yeah.
that like men like to know. Like I've heard people who are into their wife getting fucked by another girl, by another guy.
yeah,
And then they want to watch it.
yeah, or like know about it, or like they'll like inside of her and he'll like it out, like a whole thing.
I mean, I just kind of want good old fashioned choking and strangling and. But with
I
each other.
mean, what good girl doesn't?
Wait, so this was the other thing about my friend. I was kind of like, I used
My
to,
friend, which friend? I don't know what we're talking about
My
anymore.
friend-
Gotten lost in weird S&M chaos.
I used to say to one of my guy friends who's in an open marriage. I used to say that I can understand that. Like I can have passionate making love and fucking and banging whatever. Because I feel like Jersey girls or this area where like we want to. What was my I had a joke I was working on the next day, and it was like, oh, he's like, well, my friend set me up with a good Midwestern girl. I was like,
Oh Lord, good night, goodbye.
I was like,
did you bring your eye mask for when you're asleep?
I was like, you Jersey girls want to fuck from behind. They want you to choke, strangle,
Well,
smack.
it's not,
And if you don't, we're gonna knock you the fuck out. You can't do it.
I mean,
Right?
You're not wrong.
It's so
But
great.
the problem is that there's still guys that like think they want this like loud, aggressive girl, and they're like, yeah, and then like all of a sudden the lights go off, and you're like,
yeah.
and they're like, all right, well maybe we just talk about it.
Yes.
And you're like,
Yes. Oh,
we
thank you.
just text about this for 8 months, and now all of a sudden I'm naked, and you're like, okay, well you're a lot, you're very loud. Please, my grandmother can hear you. Like, all right, I gotta go.
So
I gotta go.
this was a good point because I had a guy right when I was getting divorced before the younger guy who pounded me hard. So at least, but then the condom fishing. So
and then the condom fishing.
And so here's the thing. We, I don't know if I can see the comments at the same time. I'm gonna try, but there was a guy who was sexting and wanted a phone sex but couldn't
Actually do it.
You helped me with this line, and it was the pizza dough line. That I
Yeah,
did.
nobody
wants
wants
to fuck pizza dough, and every time I do it, there's always like a pause.
But like, could
And
you
then-
imagine?
People are like, "Ooh, is mine like that?"
Yes, it probably is. If you think it is, it is. It is. You don't go to a pizzeria and you're like, all right, give me a pie, and then they hand you some raw dough, and you're like, oh, this is the same.
No, we have to.
It's not the same.
So hold on, we're gonna pause. We're gonna add more to the podcast. We're just gonna talk about it on the live stream right now.
Okay, cool.
Hold on, let me see. I guess I probably this fucking thing. All right, hold on. Hey guys, we're back with my cousin Candi, Divorce Diaries show. Candi, I don't know if that last part got cut out, but we were talking about pizza dough and dicks. Listen, it's that kind of episode. Keeping it in the fam. Let's
Not
get
the
weird.
dicks.
Not the dick. Oh God, no.
Just the conversation.
Oh, we've had
The
weird...
dicks are outside of the family. The conversation is inside. Just to clarify, because you never know now.
You never...
You never know. We're not in Alabama, kids.
Wait, so, okay. What would you
So
say?
I will reiterate
Yeah,
my
reiterate,
last line.
please.
You don't go to a pizzeria and order a pie and they hand you like raw dough and cheese and a container of sauce and you're like, oh, this is totally the same and great. No, it's the same as sexting and videoing and sending pictures and doing this whole thing. And then you get in the room and you're doing it and they're like,
Now I'm confused.
no, bye. Do it or don't.
So there's a big thing with guys and condoms, like that when I've been...
I can't, the condom thing, just wear the fucking condom.
So they can't
You know
get
you're
hurt.
gonna wear a oh, you
No.
can't get hard. Oh, okay, I've never had that problem in my life. Actually, that's a lie, once.
So,
Because he was on like emotional medication.
yes, that's what most of them I date are on.
Yeah, and you know what I did?
Drinking.
I left the room and I don't fuck guys on emotional medication anymore. Sorry, I know there's gonna be like a lot of comments about what a devil woman I am. But I mean, girl needs some dick.
So
By the way, I'm happily married. So just screaming about dick.
your
Hi,
name is...
Jeff.
Hi guys. So we're going to reiterate for this past year. I'm going to focus on what's making me happy, which is
Yes.
Cousin Candi is recommending. I'm going to stick to it. I had a not relationship, but she's going to get married.
Oh, relationship.
One time I showed him my boobs. We're married now,
Yes.
but only in my head.
I marry a lot of men in my head, and then I split up with them, and it's fine.
But it's not fine. At no point is it
It's
fine.
never fine.
That's fucking crazy.
passionate.
Uh-huh.
Now listen, so we want to talk, okay, going back to the business side of it, I want to talk about your blog, how the pandemic has helped you shift your gears and what your outlook is for your blog and for your business goals, because you're really funny. You have a spot coming up on the NPR, so talk about that.
Okay, well, at NPR, we're still in works. We're still in works with that, and they wanted to reach out and find out what mothers are doing for Halloween during the pandemic. Are you trick-or-treating? Are you sending your kids out? Are you dressing up? Are you just going to pretend it's, like, Saturday and, like, keep it moving? But, like, you're playing in the yard, and then there's, like, 13 kids walking by dressed as, like, slutty witches, and you're like, I don't know what's happening. Please just continue to do the slide. Like... So we're gonna go through that, but that's TBD date. We're not sure yet.
That's
They're
great.
still like getting all of the context through the editors, which is fun. And then, honestly, quarantine has kind of kicked me in the throat with writing because now there's no break. There's no
Never a break.
downtime. There's nothing, and then all of a sudden, like it's 7:30 and the kids are asleep, and I'm like laying on my floor watching TikToks like a garbage person, like eating Skittles with my face and not even like just like on the floor like a lizard getting them into my mouth.
Yes.
It's super I am the most sexy wife that you could ever imagine.
Like
Wearing
glasses.
mismatched
Look at those glasses.
I'm wearing mismatched like sweatpants from 17 years ago.
I don't wear bras in the morning, and I don't really care. at
Yeah,
this
but like
point.
that's hot. You still have like cute boobs. Good for you and your cute boobs. My boobs are far too big to deal with any of that. Like if I'm not in 7 bras, like someone's gonna die around me or get like trapped underneath it. Like it's not a good time.
It has definitely kicked a lot of moms' butts because we don't have a break. And that's the issue. Candy and I were talking about my own
Jeez,
child.
I'm like shedding into my
No,
mouth.
I know, it's probably, and my hair, although I had it done, it's still strawy from all the chlorine and the makeshift.
I'm like, I'm gonna need to shave my head. Thank God, like
Chlorine!
it's no joke, and it's not even like chlorine. It's just like those weird bleach tabs that you like keep dumping in the pool so your kids don't get like horrible infections in their crotch. You're like, I don't know, but please don't get like algae in your vagina. I don't know what to do.
I went in it by myself a couple of times, and I was in a peaceful mood because, like, if I go back to my house now, it's so quiet and it makes me feel so good. But then I start getting the shakes because tomorrow, my daughter, she comes
Sunday
back.
scaries.
Sunday scaries, and then there's the homeschool Sunday scaries now. 'Cause it's
Oh,
not like,
girl, bye.
I can't, like, I get it's such a bad reaction I'm getting now, and I'm like, is this it?
So it's the mental health of basically everyone in my house has deteriorated to a point where like we are barely alive. Like my son is like randomly pissing himself and I'm like, that's not even okay. My daughter's fine because she's like a handbag still. She's like, whatever, best life. You got some pretzels? Woo woo! And like, my husband's trying to like work from home while like shushing me while the baby's like headbutting me in the eye, and Dom's like laid out scream cursing about how he hates me because, you know, I wouldn't let him eat Gushers for breakfast because that's a thing. And he's like, I'm on a call. I'm like, cool. The fuck you want from me? Go sit at Starbucks. Like, what?
It's open now, bitch.
I'm
Get
gonna
your Wi-Fi and go
get in the garage. It's not even attached to the house. Get in the
You
garage.
set up a whole office there. Or you can set up your own office there. But like, here's the daycare
Yeah, it's
center.
just gonna be me drunk, sitting in the garage in the dark, hoping no one knows where I am.
I hope that too sometimes. Like I'll sit in the shower and I'll close the curtain and Grace will pound in and I lock the door now because I'm like,
My kids shove their fingers underneath the door like zombies trying to attack. You're like, oh shit, they're here.
Help! And I've said before, like, this is horrible, but I've been like, I'm changing that custody agreement. I don't care. I don't say it to her, but
Of
like,
course not, because you're not a psychopath.
well, I have said you're going with your dad, and she'll start crying and screaming. Again, this
That's
is not.
healthy. That's
this
all
is not.
healthy.
Yeah, it's all great. It's all great. Listen, I'm already paying for counseling. Fuck it, let's throw that in there. Boom, had a bad moment. Let's throw that on the couch.
I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, we're basically having a what to talk about in therapy childhood. You know, like we were raised. Old school. Don't you love when your parents say, you were raised old school? Oh, you mean yelling and beating? Old school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
TV, screaming, and beating.
Flipping. My dad flipped a table when I was in first grade. I don't even remember why, but I'll never forget it because when I saw this on Real Housewives of New Jersey, I was like, yeah, my father did. Like,
This isn't even weird. This is Thanksgiving. Like, what's happening?
I was sitting and watching television, and all of a sudden, I didn't hear any noise. I was watching it, and all of a sudden, my dad flipped the table, and food went into the living room, and I was like,
All right.
I don't recall any screaming. That's the best part. We just had to go into our rooms at that point. And
well, because that was the kickoff. He was like, it's about to go down, and flipped the table. And that was like the bell. Ding, 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 ding. And they were like, everybody to your room. Everybody to your room.
I brought up my parents loved each other so much, but I remember getting up as a kid and breaking them up in fights. When my mother said the F-bomb, you know it was a deep fight.
Oh.
Right? Because
Mary Ann don't cuss.
And even today, like I'm 38, 40 according to her.
45.
45. My dad used to say, well, in the insurance, you technically are 39. I'm like, Dad, fuck the insurance. I'm 38. Like, they always want me to skip my age. So my parents loved each other so much, but then they have these horrible, like, really.
Because
fights.
the thing about our family, and I think it's a blanket statement.
Yeah.
And I think we are included in this, and I'm sorry that my husband probably has PTSD from being married to me, but we love. He's like, oh, that's so nice. Whenever my hands move, he's like, fuck. I'm like, I don't even hit you, stupid. So, but we love hard, and inclusive in loving hard is being a fucking psychopath. Like, you're just nuts. Because you have so much passion and rage in one place. They're like, I love you, but I'll smother you with a pillow, motherfucker, if you don't. It's just what it is. So, and you like come around the family event and you're like, everyone is screaming. 3 people got hit by accident because everyone talks like this. A waitress got her tray knocked over. Michelle's bussing tables.
I was bussing tables at my dad's repast.
I took plates out of her hand. She's just like walking around, like stacking plates. We are at a restaurant. You have paid people to do this. What are you doing?
I know.
And even the people are like trying to follow her around, like grabbing plates. And Michelle's like running with plates. Where were you going? You don't even know where the kitchen is. Just running. I just remember that man following you like, I'm like, can you please? Before he gets fired.
The best part was that it was I'll never forget this. Everyone was like, oh, we were talking about my dad. And all of a sudden, Candy and my cousin, Chris, they go, so what's up with that beard? And like, I couldn't stop laughing about it.
Well, you don't understand. That was like a 45-minute conversation.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, I was just standing next to Jeff, and like ZZ Top was over here. But then like Chris like snuck in real close and was like, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know, but he needs to back up. I love that Chris whispers. Chris is a whisperer. He's like, yo, this shit's crazy. And I'm like, the fuck it is! Back up! And that's the way that
The
is.
best part was that, like, my family was so loud and his was so quiet that when we broke up, his mom and dad were like, oh my God, we're gonna miss your family, which I was like, oh damn, they really don't like you, buddy.
Because it's not even that, it's because they're no fun. Could you imagine being like team no fun?
No, I
like
know.
Thanksgiving and like
I've been there.
sounds like
It's like this, and then you're like, I just want to have alcohol, and they don't have alcohol either.
What?
His parents didn't have a lot of alcohol in the house.
What do you mean?
Because they had a brother who was an addict.
Alright.
So, all right. So wait, we're gonna wrap this up, and I want Candy to plug everything again that she can plug, and we'll bring her on again to do a live stream and also do another episode of the podcast. I have a show at 6:30 I have to be home for, but we're going to wrap this up with where you can find Candy. She's gonna look into.
So you can find me at confessionsofastayatHome.com, and all my social media is there. So that's the main is confessionsofastayatHome.com for more of this juicy goodness. And
You should start a YouTube. Did you have a YouTube channel?
I don't do this shit.
Oh, this would be awesome. She's great. We're gonna find a way to be able to get to that show that we were gonna do in Rutherford. So, Candy, thank you so much for having me. I love you. Go mask up. Sorry. I don't know what I was.
I was like, what?
Leave it to me to make the ending awkward.
I was like,